In 1959, a horror film made the scariest thing on screen a successful businesswoman who is so afraid of getting older that she injects herself with enzymes from a queen wasp, then turns into a giant wasp and starts killing people. The movie is The Wasp Woman, and it was directed by Roger Corman, the producer who practically built American B cinema on speed and thrift. He shot films in days, not months, and he kept finding horror inside the most ordinary American fears. Our monster is Janice Starlin, played by Susan Cabot. Janice runs a cosmetics company, and her trouble is brutally simple. Customers have noticed the face on the advertising is starting to look older, and sales are slipping. Then a wandering scientist named Dr. Zinthip arrives at her office carrying a crate full of wasps. He says he can extract enzymes from queen wasps that reverse aging, and he wants Janice to fund the work. Janice does what no careful executive should. She loses patience, skips the safety testing, and injects herself with the unproven serum, becoming her very first human subject. At first, it works beautifully. She looks years younger and the board is stunned. But the wasp enzymes carry a side effect, and Janice keeps transforming into a creature with the head of a wasp that hunts the people closest to her. Here's what makes the film genuinely odd. The monster is not from outer space or a cursed tomb. It is a woman who would rather become a literal insect than be seen growing old. Corman, always efficient, builds the entire fear around one cultural pressure, the idea that a woman's beauty has a deadline, and the horror is simply watching that deadline arrive. The actress at the center, Susan Cabot, knew that pressure off-screen too. She was one of Corman's regulars, a striking brunette in a string of cheap genre pictures. Always one good role away from a breakthrough that never came. Cabot's own story ends darkly. Decades after this film, in 1986, she was killed in her own home by her son, who was convicted of involuntary manslaughter. The woman who played a character hunted by time had a life ended far too soon. The Wasp Woman is in the public domain today because its copyright was never renewed, which is why you can stream the whole film free on the Internet Archive right now. That lost copyright turned out to be a kind of immortality. It kept the film alive on television in the middle of the night, in discount DVD bins, and now on hard drives around the world, long after far grander movies disappeared. Critics at the time called it cheap and silly, and it is both. But it also captures, almost by accident, something the bigger horror films missed. That the most frightening monster is the one built out of plain everyday shame. So when you sit down with The Wasp Woman, do not watch it for the rubber insect mask. Watch it for the uncomfortable idea underneath that a woman would inject herself with insect enzymes and become a killer just to stop the calendar turning. The monster was never the wasp. It was aging, the whole time. Follow the real vault, because the next public domain film we crack open is even stranger than this one.